Hi, everybody. Today's topic is going to be about how every single political person, anybody who makes a living off of giving you their political opinion, they're grifters. Every single one. And I mean every single one. Every person you see on MSNBC, every person on Fox, Hassan Piker, the quartering, but we all know what's going on with him. And even Asmongold, he grifts. I like his stances on most things, but he's a grifter. Anyone who gives their political opinion and makes money off of it, they're grifting off of you, and I mean it. Almost none of them stand by what they say. I'd argue Asmongold probably does because he's very genuine, but for the most part, Destiny, none of these people believe in the crazy shit they say because they all say crazy shit. They all say crazy shit, right? The stuff that they talk about to you and I, the regular people, it seems so fucking out of this world, and it's because it is. I mean, even leftists I know can't get behind Hassan Piker, and I, as a conservative, and a lot of my friends can't get behind someone like Steven Crowder. I mean, sure, it's a good way to get conservative news, and I'm sure they offer real value to the political space, but they make money off of selling you an opinion they probably don't actually believe. I mean, realistically, human beings, we tend to take a middle stance on everything. We're naturally fence sitters, and we fence sit because it's safe, and safety is our psychological norm, right? So a lot of these people, they'll act like they have these crazy differing opinions to the left or right, and they don't. They're in the middle, just like you, just slightly left, slightly right, but they're trying to sell you an idea to make money off of you. And quite frankly, I'm kind of sick of it. I'm sick of politics as a whole. I think everyone on the left and the right, they're all fucking retards, dude. Every single one of them suck. Like every political activist on the left is a sensitive pussy, and every political activist on the right can only hold a 3 megahertz charge between each of their brain cells at a time. And I just it's bewildering almost to watch them talk because they always talk so matter of factly, and they always want to talk about these facts, these facts, these facts. Well, the thing about facts aren't logically relevant. So you can frame a fact to be whatever the fuck you want it to be. Like that wall being white, I can tell you that wall being white means that it believes in white supremacy. And I can give you a whole bunch of facts on how white supremacists have white walls. There's no real correlation to it, but I can probably find you facts that tell you people with white walls are probably white supremacists. And in the same vein, I can tell you, because right now you're probably disenfranchised with how shitty everything is, that the Mexicans that are coming over the border, well, it's wrong. They shouldn't be doing it. But they're destroying your lives. They're the reason for all your fucking problems. Those Nazis on the right, man, they're really making your life suck. Those white people, the white man's keeping you down, black man. The white man. Everything in politics is divisive, which makes no sense in the grand scheme of like what politics is. Politics is supposed to be two people wanting the same thing, but wanting to go about it different ways. There's supposed to be a middle ground, right? That people on both sides, they're trying to meet right here to figure out. But nowadays they're way out here. Sorry, my hands aren't in it. So there we go. You get your hands here. Everyone's way on this side, or everyone's way on this side. They're trying to find something here. When in reality, the whole point of politics is to end up here. You and I are supposed to see eye to eye on the final verdict. We each give up a little bit of ground in order to make the middle ground something we can both live with. nowadays, it's all meant to keep you from talking to that person that's on the left because you're on the right. You on the right believe that person on the left wants completely opposite things of you. So much so that you're not willing to have a conversation with them. And the fact you're not willing to have a conversation with them really strengthens the political machine's ability to keep us from coming together against what's actually going on. And what's actually going on is no one in the top tier of the government gives a fuck about you. They know no one gives a fuck about you, and they know that 350 million people outnumber their 10 to 20 big people, right? So they don't want you and I to see eye to eye on most things, because once we no longer are each other's common enemy, we make a common enemy, right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Well, right now we're too busy fighting each other to find our common enemy. And that hurts us as people. It hurts our dollar. It hurts our buying power. It hurts our gas prices. It hurts literally everything. Race relations. Everything is hurt because they want you and I to just keep arguing. And the problem is we need to stop arguing, right? So you'll extend an olive branch to someone on the other side. They'll say something that sounds completely outlandish that they were told by the TV or whoever, whatever influencer. And the person on the right I should have announced it. The person on the right extends an olive branch to the person on the left. Person on the left says something fucking outlandish and weird because that's what their political activist online told them to say. The person on the right is like, well, I can't get behind that. And they stop talking, right? And the reason they stopped talking is because the dude on the right was also told some outlandish fucking shit by whatever political activist he heard from on the internet. And they're both getting fed these ridiculously extreme views on either side. And they're like, well, I believe in this and I believe in this and we can't coexist because we don't believe in the same thing. And that's not how life has ever worked in all throughout history. The only time society has ever worked is when people with separate ideas and opinions, they came together and they made it work. That's why ancient natives couldn't beat the Europeans, because the European nations had a thing. They weren't exactly all the same or all together, but they were together in a way. And the natives were not. The natives were all tribal, and they were constantly fighting each other, so it made it much harder for the natives to defend themselves from this large group of white people that came in, because the white people were just more unified in a grand scheme. And those white people, all those countries, none of them had similar ideas. That's why after the natives were dealt with, which was the common enemy, they all started warring against each other for what was left over. And it's because humans have to find some kind of enemy to keep them occupied. That's also one of our safety mechanisms psychologically. We need to have something we're all fighting against. That's why everyone wants to fight the power of the man, but we can't fight the power of the man because we're all fighting each other, and when we're fighting each other, the power of the man, it just keeps growing. And I just really want to bring attention to the fact that these political leaders, these politicians, these fucking grifters, they all want the same things as you, but they won't tell you they want the same things as you. Because if they tell you they want the same things as you, you no longer need to listen to them, right? Because you know how they feel is how you feel. When you're listening to people's outlandish takes or maybe extremist view of something you kind of believe, but you hear someone talking about it in an extremist way, it keeps your attention. They make money off of it. So they're not actually going to tell you how they feel. But they are going to radicalize you into this crazy opinion that they probably don't really believe. And it's just going to sow more division. That's why half of the 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 grifters on the right were being paid by Russia to sow their divisive actions. And when Biden was in office, the left political activists were all fucking grifting for him because they were all getting paid. Everyone gets, all of these big people you see, they're all getting paid by some kind of entity to feed you whatever bullshit they think you want to hear. But the thing is, you don't really want to hear it. You just hear it constantly. And because you're hearing it constantly, it forms your opinions over time. Because human brains are very malleable no matter how old you are. And a lot of your opinions aren't even really your opinions. That's why you'll get into a real debate with somebody. You'll start talking to them, and you'll realize that you hold a lot more in common with that person than you thought you did. But the reason you didn't know that was because some fucking weirdo on the internet was telling you didn't. And it's time we took back our freedom of thought, because that's what we're supposed to have as people. We're supposed to have freedom of thought. You and I, me and you, we have freedom of thought. We need to start using your freedom and my freedom, putting them together to make solutions to our problems. Stop working against each other all the time. Everything's designed in a way to keep you down. And I know I made the white man's keeping you down joke earlier, but seriously, like, everything is meant to keep us down. Us poor people, us regular people. And I'm not saying eat the rich. That's imbecile, like, level lack of IQ understanding on things. Rich people also have to deal with the same things we deal with. Not all of them are malicious. They just have lots of money, and jealousy runs rampant. It's another psychological thing humans do to create ambition, because ambition is what drives the human psyche. So you'll always have people who are jealous of the rich. Not every rich person's malicious. Some of them are, though, and the ones that are the ones that pay these fucking political activists online to make sure you and I hate each other long enough for them to make a bag off of us. You and I, we're gonna make the bag from now on. Fuck them. And you know what? It sounds really fucking corny to say, but fuck the system. Fuck everyone in power. It's about you and I. You and I need to come up with a better tomorrow for our children and our families, because they don't actually give a fuck about us, man.